Hey there, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review, this time of the Liam Neeson film Cold Pursuit. Very nice guy named RB sent this to me. If you're watching, thank you so much for that. This is a film I was curious about because I like Liam Neeson. That whole controversy he was involved with, I don't think he's as bad. I talked about that before, so I'm not going to get into that. But I liked him as an actor. I liked him in the Taken, Nonstop, The Commuter. Of the recent films, those are the ones I've liked the most. I would say I like those three more than this, but this is definitely better than the Taken sequels. I would definitely put this above Unknown. Welcome on the Tombstones I rewatched. That was actually pretty decent. I might put this above that, though. I'm not sure. But it's directed by a guy named Hans Petter Moland. I don't know what else he's done. Now, the film, it's another revenge movie with Liam Neeson, like another action film, but it has a bit of a different couple twists, which make it interesting. The plot, it takes place in Colorado. Liam Neeson's character is a snowplow driver. His wife is Laura Dern, who sadly she's not in the film too much. Their son is found dead from a drug overdose. But he's like, well, wait a minute, my son doesn't do drugs. Later on, finds out that he was killed by the group of bad guys who run the drug market in Colorado. What the trailers don't really tell you, and even this doesn't really tell you, is that the film is it's a black comedy as well. It's very much a black comedy because, okay, for example, when they're at the morgue and they have to be shown their son's body, and the attendant has the body on the table, and he has to pump the table, which is like a mechanism, so the stretcher rises up, and the amount of time it takes to pump this table up, and then for them to see their son. Or the director does this interesting thing where every time someone dies, it'll cut to black, and then it'll say like an epitaph of the character. So it'll say it'll have like a cross, the character's name, and the character's nickname. So anytime you see this, it's like, okay, that person is dead. It, very unusual. I've never seen that done in the movie before, but again, it made the film a little bit unique. I appreciate that because I've seen so many action films, revenge films, and there's a lot of them I like, but any type of uniqueness, I do appreciate to be a bit different from the pack. The bad guys, I thought they did a good job. Uh, I do commend the writing, the screenplay by Frank Baldwin. I know this is based on I think it's a remake of a movie. Never seen the original film. So maybe the original film had that weird, I don't know if the original film did that motif. But yeah, I do appreciate the sense of humor that the bad guys have a sense of humor. Like the main bad guy has this thing up his ass about his son's diet. He's like, you're not going to eat this, you're going to eat this. And that's what I mean. Like people give him a little bit of flavors so they're not one stock, one-dimensional characters. William Forsythe has an appearance as Liam Neeson's brother. That was cool to see William Forsythe in the film. And it kind of culminates in these two rival people fighting each other. Liam Neeson's caught in the middle. Before we get more into spoilers, one of the drawbacks is that Liam Neeson's not in the film as much as I wanted him to be. I mean, he is the star of the film, but there's good chunks of the movie where he disappears, and the movie's concentrating on the bad guys, whether it be the bad guys who killed his son, or they think their rivals did it, so they kill one of them, and the rivals are Native Americans. So sometimes the movie will concentrate on those bad guys and the guy dealing with his son, or concentrate on the Native Americans, and then you're like, well, where the hell is Liam Neeson? Like, where did he disappear to? So it's not as much, like, if you go into this thinking it's going to have the action of a nonstop, well, nonstop doesn't have a lot of action either, but I would still put that the commuter above this, but it's not a Taken film. It's not wall-to-wall action, wall-to-wall body count movie. I would say that's my only issue with the film. I wish Liam Neeson did a bit more. I wish Liam Neeson was in the film a bit more. But the film, and give more into spoilers starting out, it has a lot of stuff to it. A lot of like nice little moments. Like for example, Liam Neeson's character at one point is ready to kill himself after hearing his son's death. And then his son's friend is there. And this nice sort of black humor where Liam Neeson still has a gun in his mouth. He's trying to talk. Uh, and finds out that his son, that wasn't a drug overdose. It was something else. Or there's a moment where he strangles a guy, thinks he's dead. He's not dead, so oh shit, and then he continues to strangle the guy. At one point, he hears on the radio a discussion about the greatest quarterback ever. So there's a point where one of the bad guys is working in this place where they sell like wedding dresses. And there's a little bit of a teeny bit of a shootout, and he asks the same question to the guy, "What's the greatest quarterback?" The guy answers, he shoots the guy in the chest. Again, the bad guy, I like. He was a bit of eccentric. Like I said, I like William Forsythe, and his nickname is Wingman. And Liam Neeson goes, Wingman? And William Forsythe goes, yeah, as in Top Gun. You could be my wingman. Thought that was a nice sort of shout out to Top Gun. And even little other stuff, like William Forsythe helps Liam Neeson get a hitman called the Eskimo, but the Eskimo sells him out and says, well, I'm supposed to kill you for 90 grand, but you pay me 90 grand and it's fine. But the bad guy doesn't like that in a way, because he's like, you made a deal to kill me for 90 grand, and you didn't honor the deal. Guess a man's word doesn't matter, does it? And then someone else goes, do you mind stepping off the rug? And then you just hear pew pew pew, and then it reveals the name. So there's some fun moments of that where they, oh shit, that guy's dead, and they reveal a name of it. Like one of the bits is a janitor sells Liam Neeson out. And how much money do you want? Okay, pay him the money. And it just cuts to black. It has one of those, you know, cross name, nickname. So yeah, it does have kind of a fun sense of humor to it. Again, it's sad that Liam Neeson's character disappears from time to time, and that sucks. Because again, it's focusing on the bad guys, it's focusing on the Native Americans who got fucked over, and the retaliation, one and the other. I believe the lead Native American's character's name is White Bull. Another thing, it's a good looking film. The landscapes of the snow, I thought was well shot. It's a good looking movie. It's a nice change of location. I mean, it's definitely better than Whiteout with Kate Beckinsale. So nice snowy locations make the cinematography hold out more. They It's not the same typical city urban landscape. And the way to summarize this movie is the ending of the film where things are done. Liam Neeson and White Bull, they're driving in Liam Neeson's snowplow. I guess they're going to go off and disappear. Because Liam Neeson, they don't find out what Liam Neeson did, the cop, so he's got to leave town. Laura Dern has already left him and left him like a card. He opens it, there's nothing in the card. I mean, little touches like that, I'm like, okay, interesting. And as they're driving, one of White Bull's men earlier in the film was on this paraglide flight from this hotel where the gang stayed the night before, and they see the guy. He's still paragliding, and he accidentally flies into the snowplow, is killed, and the end of the snowplow that shoots the snow starts shooting off pieces of the paraglide, and the vehicle just like stops, and then it keeps going. That's what I mean. This is a film that is off the beaten path for Liam Neeson movies, so it made it a little bit of an interesting watch. The 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 acting was good. The writing was definitely above average. There's a nice action beat where he has to stop the villain from leaving, so he gets into a construction vehicle and slams a tree down into the bad guy's car. Uh, it's a good looking movie. Again, the whole motif with the cross and the name, the nickname, anytime someone died, again, different, unique touch. My only issue in the film is I wish it had more action, and I wish Liam Neeson was in it more, did more, because it didn't. He did disappear for bits of time, a bit too much for my liking. Like Liam Neeson doesn't get to kill the bad guy, the White Bolt character does. He stops the villain from leaving so that White Bolt can kill him. So in a way, they both did it. But again, a bit more action, a bit more Liam Neeson ass kicking. But at the same time, Liam Neeson's character is not this CIA guy. He's not this military guy. He's just a guy who drives a snowplow. So I get why they could make him a Superman or anything. I get that. So it's not enough to make me dislike the film. It's just maybe a little bit more mayhem. Not sure how to word it. But this is definitely in my favorites of the year, which includes John Wick 3, Crawl, the Child's Play reboot, and this would be on there as well. I liked Cold Pursuit. I definitely, I mean, I did. I would say The Commuter and Nonstop, I like those stories a bit more, like the pacing wise. Those kind of plots I'm kind of a sucker for, where you're trapped in one location and you only have that one location to figure out what to do and those thriller action. I'm a sucker for those kind of, I don't know if you want to say plot, but those setups. But yeah, if you like Liam Neeson and you've liked black humor, the trailer, I mean, I think it's one of those trailers that kind of give a lot of the movie away, like most trailers do nowadays. I like that the trailer used the song "Don't Fear the Reaper," which sadly wasn't in this movie. I thought if that song was in this movie, it would have been a nice touch. But yeah, Blu-ray, not much features, some deleted scenes that didn't add up to much, interview with the director, interview with Liam Neeson, which is only a couple minutes long, and a little behind-the-scenes featurette and a trailer. So it's not a ton of features, but yeah, definitely can say I liked the film. So thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you in the next one later.